The officials for today's game, our first official is Stéphane Nadeau. Our second official is Hubert Jaillet. And line judges are Jalin Vinot and Samuel Chaffet. Now the starting lineup for Université Sainte-Anne. Number 5, Katia Ivanova. Number 7, Kiana Brideau. Number 8, Monique Muse. Number 9, Jacqueline Bright. Number 10, Jillian McDonald. And number 15, Megan D'Entremont. And now the starting lineup for your Mounties. Libero, number 1, Monica Goller. Number 3, Mary Fogarty. Number 5, Logan Tate. Libero, number 6, Sarah McGinnis. Number 8, Chloe Nichols. Number 9, Erica Estefan. Number 11, Emma Burns. And number 13, Maya Artibello.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this afternoon's ACAA women's volleyball action here in Sackville, New Brunswick. We have the visiting Université Sainte-Anne Dragon, here to play the hometown Mount Allison Mounties. Serving for St. Anne is number 9, Jacqueline Bright. Bello Burns to the hit. Tate, front set, Burns, push, tipped over the line, and it's point Mounties. Yeah.
Serving for the Mounties is number 3, Mary Fogarty.
Serving for Mount Allison, Marie Fogarty. Nice dig by libero Michaela Addington in that one. All right, off the block. That was Estefan with the hit off the block for the point. Mounties are up, and Fogarty serving 2-0. McDonald, played by Nichols, pushed over the net, and McDonald pushes the ball back down and onto the Mountie side for a point. And service going to Les Dragons, and number 15, Megan D'Entremont, is serving. Goes into the net. Point, service to Mount A. Number 5, Logan Tate, back to serve. Serve deep left corner, Katya Ivanov. Wasn't quite able to handle the drop on that serve. The ball went out of bounds, and point for Mount A. Tate serving 4-1. Paddington. Set. Nice block by, would have been Burns and Estefan. Les Dragons were not quite able to handle that ball on the other side, as it dropped down on their side of the net. Oh, I apologize for not having the warm-up up on view for people to watch as it was streaming, but we had a little bit of technical difficulty trying to work on. As you can tell by looking at the screen, we don't have a scoreboard available in there. We've a couple of different glitches happen. We're going to make sure you guys get fairly regular shots of the scoreboard so that everybody, and I will be calling it out at the start of every service anyways, so everybody will be fully aware where we're at. Coming into this match, Université Sainte-Anne has played 6 matches and have not won one yet. They've only won 1 set in all those 6 matches. It's a rough start for them. They've got a lot of new bodies on the team this year, if I remember correctly from last year. Mount A is sitting in tied for 4th. They've only played 4 matches, so they've got a couple in hand on almost everybody else. Tate serving. That's a nice block by Estefan. Her Artobello and Estefan, just a nice soft bump over and into the center of the court. Found the floor. Tate back to serve, 6-1. Tries for a deep serve down that sideline, down that right sideline, and floated out on her. Point service to Université Sainte-Anne, number 8, Monique Muse, and it is 2-6. McGinnis, Tate, Estefan off the block. Nice tip over. That was Brito. Now he's just a little bit of lack of communication on that one. Ball sort of got away from them. Found the floor. Point for Sainte-Anne. Muse to serve. 3-6. Nice top spin serve. Back row hit by Artobello. He's back over to the Mountie side. Tate back set. Burns off the hands of Kiana Brito and out. Point and service to Mount A. Emma Burns back to serve. 7-3. Deep. Service was in sort of basically down the gap between 2 back row players, and they both hesitated a bit, and it went off Brito and out. Point to Mount A. Burns serving 8-3. Short serve. She's mixing up their depths fairly well on that because she's just wants to keep that back row guessing where they need to be ready for that ball. And Burns is back in. And she's it's 9-3. It's deep near the back line. Push back over. Back row hit Burns. Addington. Outside set. Nichols deep off that one. That was Bright. Addington to McDonald. Nicely dug up. Outside to Nichols. Deep hit. Not able to be handled. Couldn't be handled cleanly. Point Mount A. Burns back to serve. 10-3. Right. Just as I turned away. Basically what happened was Addington went, it would have been Bright, setter, who went to play that one. She just caught the net with her arm on the upswing on that bump, and point for Mount A. 11-3. Nice top spin serve. Dropped hard, came down hard in front of the back row. Shanked out, and score is 12-3 for Mount A. Burns serving. Substitution, we have number 3 for Sainte-Anne. Number 3, Abby Desprez, coming in for Megan D'Entremont. Short serve, far side. Gallagher, Tate in the middle, Astefan, Addington, Bright, outside to Brito. Tries to tip it down her near sideline and just out. Point to Mount A. Burns back to serve, 13-3. Short serve, well dug up deep. Might have been out, but it was played by Burns just to make sure. Tipped over. Artebello outside hard down the line. Bright couldn't quite handle it and pushed it back outside the antennas. Timeout for Université Sainte-Anne. Score is 14-3 for the Mounties at the moment. Coach Gabriel Jacques just sort of wants to get the girls to settle down. They're looking a little rattled out there, and he just wants to get them to try and focus and get back and just relax and get back in and just play the game. That's all they really need to do most times. So as we're saying, like for standings at the moment currently within the league, we have coming into today's action, we have 3 teams all tied first with 10 points. Mount St. Vincent and University King's College, both 5-0. Holland College is 5-2, and St. Thomas sits in at 4th right after that, having played 6 matches at 3-3, 3 wins, 3 losses, and then we have a 4-way tie for 5th between Mount Allison at 2-2, and they've got a game in hand on UMBSJ, who is 2-3, and they've got 2 games in hand on both Crandall and Dal, who are both 2-5. Université Sainte-Anne is sitting in 8th at 0-6. Back to the action again. We have Burns serving for Mount A, 14-3. Guido. Right outside to Brito. Brito didn't quite get it over. That's going to be 4 hits because ball did not get over the tape at all. Blockers were there. Double block on that side by Mount A, so it probably would have had a tough one even if it had been just over the tape, but it was below the cable. No contact by the blockers. Mount A point. Burns serving. It's Addington. Bright. And that was into Jillian McDonald, number 10. She tried a soft shot, just sort of tried to push it towards the middle blocker, which was Astefan. Had that one all lined up, put it down to the floor on Les Dragons side of the net. 16-3, Burns serving. Right into the middle, nice tip outside. Gallagher, nice dig. Artebello, Tate saves the ball, pushes it over. Right outside to Brito. Yep. Off the block and out. A little bit of hesitation by the line judge on that one, but it was close, so he got the right call. Point for Université Sainte-Anne. Jillian McDonald, number 10, back to serve, 4-16. Guinness, Tate, Astefan in the middle. Just missed. Not sure whether it was closer to the sideline going out or closer to the player who attempted to play the ball and didn't make contact. 5 serving 16. And McDonald back to serve for Sainte-Anne. Soft float in the middle. McGinnis back out to Nichols. Off the block. Artebello tries to pop the ball up into the net and stays on the Mountie side. After that nice long streak by Burns serving, it looks like Université Sainte is going to try and do their own. They've been on there for, this is 4th service so far. Donald just over. Outside, Artebello clips the top of the net between the blockers and on the floor. Point and service to Mount A. Number 9, Erica Astefan back to serve, 17-6. Tried deep and to the right side on that one, and that ball was just out. Point and service to Université Sainte-Anne. Substitution, we have Dantamar back in for Després. Seems a little more settled down. We have number 7, Kiana Brito, back to serve for Les Dragons. Deep serve, just didn't quite, it floated a bit more than she was hoping, didn't quite drop, went long. Point and service to Mount A. We've got a double substitution happening here. We have Tate and Nichols out, and we have Maloney back to serve, and Ella Boudreau in the front row. That switch was done, so what they've been able to do with this is Tate, who was the first server, came out. She would have been in the front row. Maloney is now in the back row, so it gives them 3 attackers up front. Solid block by Fogarty in the middle there. Maloney back to serve, 19-7. Tough short serve. Tight play at the net. We had Bright trying to tip it over and Fogarty blocking. Ball came down on Université Sainte-Anne side. They were not able to dig it back up. Maloney serving, 27. Right, back set, nice touch. Back row hit by Burns, deep, right. D'Entremont, Burns, Maloney outside to Artabello, off the block, it's dug up through, and yep, in contact with the net on that play. Université Sainte-Anne, the ball, they were trying to keep that ball in play as it went skating across the net. Weren't quite able to make a clean play. Maloney with the time for the short serve just caught the tape and did not roll over. Point and service to Sainte-Anne. Katya Ivanov, number 5, back to serve for Les Dragons. 8-21. Nice for tough short tries for the tough short serve near the sideline. Just floated out. Point and service to Mount A. Maya Artabello, number 13, back to serve. Scores 22-8. Deep serve and out. Point service to Les Dragons. And we have Université Sainte-Anne setter, number 9, Jacqueline Bright, back to serve, 9-22. Maloney with bump set. Artabello with a nice hit from the back row. Good bump set back. That was McDonald off the block and pops it just out off the block. Bright serving for Les Dragons, 10-22. Serve in the middle. Maloney pushed outside. Burns off the top of the block. Good dig there. D'Entremont pushes it deep. Maloney into the middle. Fogarty, great. That was Serrano with the back, with the now in for Lib for them. Burns. Deep left, hit the shooting for that gap between the back row again. Bright could not quite get to it. Side out. Point and service to Mount A. Fogarty back to serve, 23-10. Middle. That pass was tight to the net and dropped hard just before it got to Addington, and Bright wasn't quite able to get to the ball to play it. It's sort of slid down the net and underneath. Point and service to Mount A. Serving for the set is Fogarty at 24-10. D'Entremont, Addington. Nice back set. Ella Boudreau killed just off the inside edge of the block and down to the floor. That is the first set. It is 25-10 in favor of Mount Allison Mounties. Yeah, up to this point, like University of St. Anne's been having a bit of a rough time on, like I said, their schedule. They haven't won a match yet. They've played, it looks like the Mount A is actually, I believe, the last team they have yet to play in the league. They've played everybody else once so far, and the scores have been pretty, like, they've been pretty solid on those ones. Where they're sitting right now, attendance is good. Throughout the 6 matches they've played, they've averaged just over 6 kills per set. Very low hitting percentage of 0.060. Mount Allison, on the other hand, in their 4 matches, they've been running just under 9.5 kills per set and a hitting percentage of 0.140, which is still a little lower than you'd like to see at this level. But it's still there. Everything's still going fairly well in that respect. Mount Allison's had one tight win against Dal AC to start their season off. 3-1 win over Holland. That was here in Sackville. Lost 3-1 to Mount St. Vincent, 3 sets to 1 to Mount St. Vincent 2 weekends ago. That was down in Halifax. And then last weekend they were losers. They were not able. They lost their match to the University of King's College 3-0. Coming up, I believe we have. One thing I didn't print off would have been the upcoming matches for their schedules. Oh, there we go. Okay, no, I did get it. Okay, so sorry for the confusion. So it said St. Anne is here today. Tomorrow, Mount Allison will be going down to UNBSJ that for an afternoon match, and University of St. Anne will be traveling from here up to Fredericton to play St. Tommy's tomorrow afternoon. That'll be a fairly early match. It's a noon start. That's done that early tomorrow, so that St. Anne will have time to make the long drive back down to Clare, Nova Scotia. Okay, here we are. We're ready to start the second set. Just Mount Allison won that first set 25-10. Mount Allison will be serving to start off this set. And back to serve is number 3, Marie Fogarty. Nice deep serve, just caught the edge of the line. It's one of those ones where it's tough call to whether it's going to be there or not. It looks like from the way St. Anne is lining up, there might be sort of trying to hide number 10 for serve. It would be McDonald for serve reception a little bit, and it sort of landed right beside her. Short serve, caught the net, dropped down in front, down right by the attack line, and Fogarty back to serve 2-0. Yeah, that one served into the net by Fogarty. Point service to Les Dragons. Right back to serve, deep. That was Julia Henry, number 4. We've got a couple of new bodies in this match. Julia Henry's in, who didn't play the first set. We also have number 14, Daniel Cumby, who didn't play first set. Olivia Roach is in as one of the liberos, number 12. Roach, Tate, middle, that was to Henry. Ball packed over, and just tough ball spinning. Roach tried to pop that one back up so they could push it over and just couldn't quite make a clean contact. So we have Bright serving for Les Dragons, and score is there. Their first lead of the match. It is 3-2. Deep pass, pushed over by Tate. Bright dug that one up, and Serrano attempted to set it, do an overhand pass set, and mishandled it. Even if she'd got it up and they'd been able to if the hitter contacted above the height of the net, it would have been a front row attack. It would have been a back row attack as Serrano was straddling the attack line. Tate served 3-3. Back over, back set. Nichols, block dug by Nichols. Gallagher, tipped by Burns. Adding and puts it out. D'Entremont rolled into the middle. Back row hit Henry. Nice solid block by number 8, Monique Muse. Ball spun off and came down just inside the sideline. Point and service to Université Sainte-Anne. Number 15, Megan D'Entremont back to serve, 4-3. That one was a 2-hit call on Mount A setter Logan Tate. D'Entremont serving, 5-3. Nice short serve in the middle, dug up well. Burns pushed the ball down to empty space between it. Mount A's been hitting those lanes between the back row players quite a bit so far in this match, and it's just sort of leaving St. Anne sort of not quite sure who's going to be taking the ball. Burns serving, 4-5. Middle, that was 8. Good push over by Burns on that one. Outside. That was Brito with nice soft touch off the block and came down. Mount A was not quite able to handle the ball. Muse back to serve for St. Anne, 6-4. Try for a tough serve, just tough, fairly short serve, just caught a little too much of the net, did not go over. Point and service to Mount A. Danielle Cumbie, number 14, serving 5-6. That's Brito. Henry, nice, took a little bit off that one, put it down in between the St. Anne blockers and was able to find the floor. Cumbie serving for Mount A, 6-6. Nice, tough, little short serve. Caught D'Entremont a little flat-footed in the back row. Cumbie now serving 7-6. Deep in the corner, that was Ivan, not was Brito. Outside. Donald. Nichols off the block. D'Entremont, Bright. And that was McDonald with the hit over. Nice roll by Henry. A little bit of a scramble, pushed over. Burns attempted to get underneath the ball, was not quite able to get to it. Point service to St. Anne. Number 10, Jillian McDonald back to serve, 7-7. Short serve, again in front of the back row. Nice serve, a little bit of top spin, just took a little bit of pace off of it and dropped it up short. McDonald serving 8-7. Burns, Tate, back to Nichols. Hard smash down the line. Side out. Point and service to Mount A. We've got a double substitution coming in for Mount A. They're doing that switch again so they can keep 3 attackers in the front row and 1 in the back. So the setter's in the back. So we have Maloney and Boudreau coming in for Tate and Nichols. Maloney to serve, Maya Maloney to serve for Mount A, 8-8. Paddington Bright was able to pull that one back. Adding just pushed it over. Nice backside out of there. Block. Free ball, Gallagher. Just across. Solid hit by Brito. Straight into a double block. Ball came down. State came back to the St. Anne side and fell down near the back of the court. Maloney serving 9-8. Right. Brito, solid cross court. Gallagher, Maloney. Fogarty with a nice tip. So the empty space in behind the middle blocker, and St. Anne unable to keep that ball in play. Maloney serving 10-8. Again, trying for another tough short serve, and ball was actually served into the net.
Serving is number 7, Kiana.
No, it may seem like we see an awful lot of service errors at this level, but a lot of those errors or balls are just mishit by a little bit because they're trying for tougher serve location than you might actually see in a lot of sort of standard a lot of volleyball at lower levels. Right. Big. That was a phenomenal dig right from the back line, and it came back across and just out. We have Kiana Brito serving for St. Anne, 10-10. Roach, Henry, short bump over by Fogarty. Bright hit. That was Boudreau cross court and deep and just out. Brito serving for St. Anne, 11-10. Yes, this set has been a lot closer. St. Anne's been playing with a lot more confidence, I think. It's been a large part of what's going on with that. Solid hit, great dig. McDonald pushing the ball over and out. Okay, we have a substitution coming in for Mount Allison. Number 6, Sarah McInnes, is coming in for number 4, Julie Henry. McInnes is going to be back to serve. Score is 11-11. Back over, Burns. Again, the hitter's favorite set. The ball's coming to you just from the other side of the net. You don't have to hit it overly hard because it's going to have that little extra momentum just from the direction change. Contremont, Addington. Brito pushes it back over. Gallagher, Maloney, Burns, nice roll deep. Bright outside to D'Entremont, off the block. Addington keeps it in. Blocked by Fogarty and Boudreau, and St. Anne unable to control that tip. St. Anne calls a timeout, and at the moment the score is 13-11 for Mount Allison, and they are up 1-0. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, coming out of the timeout, Mount Allison, number 6, Sarah McInnes serving, 13-11. D'Entremont, Addington, and D'Entremont Square into that double block of Boudreau and Fogarty again. Ball's down, unable to be handled by the Dragon. McInnes serving 14-11. Right. Ivanov. Side. Burns, roll shot down the line, deep in that corner. One of the toughest places for anybody, like for defenders to try and get to on a consistent basis without leaving major holes elsewhere on the court. Bright tipped over and down, side out, and point for St. Anne. Number 5, Katya Ivanov back to serve, 12-15. Deep near the back line. Back set. Boudreau tip over and down on the floor. Point and service to Mount A. Marie Fogarty back to serve, 16-11. Sorry, 16-12. Right outside to D'Entremont. Between the block. McInnes not quite able to handle that ball and couldn't quite dig it up in the back row. Side out and point to St. Anne. Number 9, Jacqueline Bright back to serve, 13-16. Roach, nice short set in the middle. Cumbie is blocked. Pushed over, free ball. Right, back set. McDonald off the block. Roach. Maloney back set. Boudreau went deep and out, but just out past the end. Just out past that end line. Point and service to. Point to St. Anne. Bright serving 14-16. Short serve clipped the net in the middle. Cumbie pushes a tip over the blocker and down onto the floor. And we are doing a double substitution switch again so we can get starters Logan Tate and Chloe Nichols back on the court, which will give us our Tate setting from the back row and 3 attackers in the front. Tate serving for Mount A, 17-14. Deep. There's nice middle. Nice push over the net by Muse, number 8 for St. Anne. Pushed it towards the sideline and was played out of bounds after that. Number 15, Megan D'Entremont back to serve for St. Anne, 15-17. Ennis, Tate, Nichols, off block, 2 block, and just caught right on the line when it came down. Nice solid block. 16-17, D'Entremont serving. Deep serve, Tate back set. Burns off the block. That was Serrano, Bright, Brito. Going, Roach back set, and Nichols pushes it deep. Overpassed up there, a little too tight on the net, and St. Anne unable to control that ball and keep it in play. Point for Mount A. Substitution, Julie Henry's back in, Sarah McInnes is out. And we have number 11, Emma Burns, is back to serve for Mount A, 18-16. Deep serve, Addington, Bright, Brito. Nice solid block by Cumbie on that one. Both blockers are up, but it was the middle Cumbie who got all of that ball with both hands. Burns serving for Mount A, 19-16. D'Entremont back over to Mount A side. Gallagher, Tate in the middle to Cumbie. Here we go. Side, Brito, tip. Coach Krause is sort of wondering about that one. He was assumed the first one was considered a block as opposed to a contact, and the second one he thought should have been legal. Reason for that is if you're below the level of the contact was made well below like she was standing on the floor well below the level of the net. At that point, it's not considered a block because you're not going to be able to push the ball down. Nichols, solid hit. Bright, Hughes, McDonald, nice solid block by Cumbie and Henry on that one. St. Anne unable to control the ball back when it came back to their side. Number 14, Danielle Cumbie to serve for Mount A, 2017. Ivanov in the middle, pushes it out. St. Anne asking for a tip, but that ball was not touched. It went past the blocker and out. Cumbie deep, bump set by Bright. Good digs on that one. Tate pushed the ball over in the middle. Adding pops it up. Brito. Okay, 4 hits called because on that one when the ball first came over, it was one of the first, I was not sure it was towards the first contact or after it, where 2 players actually made contact, although one of them very slight. It still counts as a contact. Matt Allison served into the net. We have number 10, Jillian McDonald back to serve for St. Anne, 18-22. Henry, Tate, Nichols pushes it over to the setter. Bright backs at Serrano. Nice save on that one by Keanu Brito. That ball was just outside the antenna. She almost had to backhand it to try and get it across the net, and the blockers for Mountie were not able to control it just because of the timing on it. We have McDonald back to serve, 19-22. Deep serve. It's Roach. Tate the middle. Solid hit by Fogarty. Goes off McDonald and out. Mount A point in service. Number 8, Chloe Nichols back to serve, 23-19. Deep serve didn't quite drop. Stayed long. We have number 7, Kiana Brito back to serve for Les Dragons. And score is 20-23. Burns, Tate, middle, that was to Fogarty. Couldn't quite handle, pushed it down into the net rather than over. Brito serving, 21-23. Roach, Tate, dump. That's the one advantage you have. With the front row setter, they go up, they can actually push the ball over easily with that. It's so much, can create havoc, especially if nobody goes up to block, goes up the block with that setter. So ball's down. St. Anne calls their second time out of the set. Just trying to basically put the Mount A server on ice a little bit, as they will be serving for the set at 24-21. Yeah, this set, like the major difference is seen, the 2 differences are probably seen in this set, in set 2 compared to set 1 would be University St. Anne seems to have been, it calmed down a little bit. They were a little frantic and a little scattered in that first set. They seem to have pulled their together a little calmer, and they're relaxing at playing volleyball, and they're getting more chances and they're keeping more balls off the floor. The lineup switch around that Coach Krause wound up doing for Mount A in this type of match is a good thing to do, because you're going to get bodies in, but it sort of throws that cohesiveness on the floor off, can throw it off a little bit, and there's been sort of a little bit of communication issue on the Mount A side of the net, and that's between those two, that's kept us as close. So we have Julie Henry back to serve for the set. Oh, tight to the net, blocked by Fogarty. Outside to D'Entremont, off the block, dug by Henry. Tate outside, Burns. Addington, nice. Bright, bumps it back in. Pushed over by Brito, deep. Another one, Burns pushes deep in that corner again. She likes that corner down the line. Point and set to Mount A, 25-21. That gives them a 2-0 lead. Okay, as I mentioned, that set was much closer than the first one. Both teams are certainly settling down. They seem to be playing a little bit. They're much more even at this point. Ball's staying for some more rallies. St. Anne's getting a few more scoring chances. They've made a couple of good blocks and good digs. Mount A's done their share of digs. There have been some phenomenal digs and a couple of brilliantly placed shots down the line by Emma Burns. Some good cross court. Nichols and Boudreau both hit in the last couple of games. In the last set, have both hit at least one. So coming into this one, it just looks. What are we looking at? It's looking like Mount Allison may be switching back to more to their original starting lineup. We'll find out shortly when they come out on the court. At that point, I think he's just what they've been doing. Both teams, both teams have been using the two libero system, which is something that came into play a few years ago, starting international level, and then it sort of worked its way down through senior and university levels. And the reason for what they're doing with that is normally one libero will be stronger at serve receive, the other will be stronger at back row defense. So at that point, they're allowed to switch in and out between rallies with no substitution counting for it. They just switch in and out. And it does not count as one of the 6 substitutions the teams are allowed to make. And at that point, it gives you a chance to sort of make that back row defense that much stronger overall throughout a match. Yeah, and again, just a little bit of a change here. We still have Gall here, but we have McInnes back in place of Roach as one of the liberos for Mount A. We have Astafan, Nichols, Artebello, Cumby, Tate, and Burns. Starting service for St. University St. Anne would be number 9, Sutter, Jacqueline Bright. So, yep, that ball came out of Tate's hands with a pretty solid side spin on it, and that's an indicator that it contacted one hand and then the other, hence the two-hit call. Bright serving 1-0. Tate going back. Cumby off the block. That was Donson with the block. Nice bump set by Nichols. Burns pushed down the line. Great dig by Bright. Couldn't get a good control on that one. Ball went out of bounds on the other side. Side out point to Mount A. Number 14, Danielle Cumby back to serve, 1-1. Ball was potentially going to go deep. Addington wasn't sure, so she played it. Ball's back Mount A side. Back set. Yep. That was a back row call. That call was a back row attack. Nichols was playing back right in that position. Set was pushed back for her. When she went up, 1 foot was in front of the attack line. Artebello. Tate pushed it to the middle. Nice little push serve, nice little short serve. Astafan hits the ball solidly down that right line. Oh, apparently he was out. Sorry, my apologies. 3-1 St. Anne. D'Entremont pushed over, popped up the middle. That was Estefan tipped in, and in a scramble, Serrano was unable to control the ball and put it across the net for Le Dragon. Number 5, Logan Tate back to serve Mount A. 2-3. Deep serve, there's Bright, back out to Brito, who had actually took the serve reception. Tate, Gallagher, nice set to Nichols, powered hit, cross court. Free ball coming back over. Tate back again to Nichols. Block, over. Serve, Burns with a bump deep. Great dig by D'Entremont. 8 Muse. Burns off the block. Addington. And Brito almost able to get that ball and keep it in play, but not quite. And side out and point to Mount A. Tate serving 3-3. Going for a tough short serve down that right sideline. Ball just didn't quite get over. Didn't get over the net. Side out and point St. Anne. Number 8, Monique Muse serving 4-3. Deep McGinnis, Tate back row, Burns, Bright, McDonald, and Brito. Tate with the dig, Artabello with the set. Burns pushed it over, just pushed it over the blockers. Out. Brito off the block, dug by Artabello. Outside, Nichols, pushed deep. 8. Donald, tough, nice dig there by, that would have been Ivanov in the front row. Back to Mount A and then back over to St. Anne. Weren't able to quite control things.
Burns to serve.
Emma Burns, number 11 to serve, 4-4. Brito, Bright. Good timing, solid block by number 9, Erica Astefan on the Mount A side. Pushed that ball back down, and St. Anne unable to control it. Burns serving for Mount A, 5-4. Deep serve, D'Entremont, Brito, and that would be Ivanov pushing it over. Tate middle to Astefan, just over the block, came down in front of the front row, well placed. Burns serving again, and it is 6-4. Back out to Brito. Tried for that soft roll over, but just faded a little too much. Couldn't quite get the ball to the net. Timeout called by Université Saint-Anne Dragon. And at this point, it's just excuse me, Coach Jacques just wants to make sure that he does not let Mount A get on a solid roll like they did in the first set. And what they're going to do is just the same thing. Again, he's done a good job this every time out. They've come back out. They've played calmer and more consistent and been able to just sort of at least keep the ball in play and have better and give themselves better chances. With this one right now, I can tell you right now, down at the Mount A bench, Coach Krause is going, okay, just stay focused. You're running what you need to do. Make sure you stay on point and keep talking, keep communicating, because communication is a key thing, and no matter what sport you wind up playing in. But volleyball, just because it is so quick and contacts happen very quickly, and direct ball direction can change just without any real notice. You have to be that much more communicative so that everybody on your side of the net knows who's going for the ball, and that level of communication will help forestall any hesitation and gaps. We did see a couple of those, I believe, in the first set. Mostly by St. Anne in that back row when the ball was being hit down through those gaps between the back row players. Burns deep serve, went out back, D'Entremont, and Addington tries to push it back over from near the far end of the gym. Not able to get it back across. Burns serving from Mount A, 8-4. Went for the tight serve down that far sideline. Just floated a little bit on her, went out. And I think Coach Gabriel Jacques for Saint Anne will be happy with that because it means he's got Emma Burns is the one who went on for that really long stretch in that first set, which was running, I believe, 12 or 13 points. Donald, Burns, Tate, Artabello off top of the block. Bright bumps it out over for D'Entremont. Burns. Back by Tate to Nichols. Solid down the line. Great dig by Serrano. Free ball by D'Entremont coming over. Artabello solid down the line. Ball comes back up. She plays it again. Tate back row. Nichols cross court. Solid hits here on this one. Great digs happening. Nice set. University Saint Anne coach Gabriel Jacques a little animated on that play, and I think his reasoning, his concern on that one was the ball that was pushed out to that outside hit on the Mount A side. He was convinced it was 2 hits. It was very close, that's for sure. A little bit of miscommunication on that one. Cumbie came in tight for a quick, and Tate pushed the ball up just a little, pushed up for a little farther for sort of a middle height set, and wound up catching Cumbie flat-footed afterwards when she went on the floor. Point side out to Mount A, or sorry, to Saint Anne. Yeah, they just asked for a service rotation check, and good thing because otherwise McDonald would have gone back and served for a second time, which would have been an error. We have number 7, Kiana Brito. Back to serve for Saint Anne, 6 serving 9. Burns, Tate, one hand set, pushed by Cumbie. Right back row by Brito. Block dug up, and McInnes pushes the ball deep. Right outside, D'Entremont deep, Burns. Back set to Nichols again. Solid block by Ivanov and D'Entremont. And Cumbie attempted to get that ball back. I believe it was Cumbie that attempted to bring that ball back up with a foot, just couldn't quite get to it. Was that Cumbie? No, it was Artabello. And we have Brito serving at 7-9. Artabello, Tate, middle to Cumbie. Pushed it deep, just long. Really tight on that line. It's good decision making. She wanted to push that ball deep because there was good solid cover right in behind that middle blocker. Just pushed it a little too deep. Brito serving for Saint Anne, 8-9. Artabello, Tate back to Nichols, pushes it over. Bright, free ball. Oh, free ball, just pushed back over by D'Entremont. Nice bit of a roll shot, and it came down and just caught the far sideline. Brito serving 9-9. Guinness back set to Nichols. Deep and hard. Bright digs it off the net. Ivanov just rolls it over. No blocker going up with her. Clear shot straight into the middle, right to the middle of the court. Timeout called by Coach Robbie Kraus for Mount A as Les Dragons have pulled ahead at 10-9. Well, let's see. From when from Gabriel Jacques called that timeout for Saint Anne a few minutes ago, they've settled down. They've been playing solid, consistent. They've been getting underballs and solid communication. They've got themselves back in solidly into this set and got a lead in it again. And this is the point where Coach Kraus is. I'm just sort of watching what he's doing down there at the moment, and for sure, I can guarantee you what it is he's basically making sure you commit to the ball, call it, make sure you're there, make sure everybody else is where they should be, so they can actually run the offense off of those receptions. Okay, that's one timeout aside. And Kiana Brito is back to, number 7 is back to serve for St. Anne, 10-9. Guinness. Tough serve. She tried to pop that one up and just pushed it a little too far when going up behind, just behind the referee stand. Brito serving 11-9. Burns, Tate, middle to Cumby. Great dig by Serrano. Ball's dug up. Bright pushes it over. Back row set by Tate to Burns. Push deep. D'Entremont. Burns digs it up. Tate, middle to Cumby. And just clips the net and goes out. Brito serving for St. Anne, 12-9. Overpass by Burns. And the St. Anne was able to, since that ball came right back to them, again, hitter's favorite set is the one coming from the other side of the net. Solid attack and down. Brito serving for St. Anne, 13-9. And Artabello, Tate outside to Artabello, often. Great dig by Serrano, brought back in by D'Entremont. Good save by Bright. Tate backs at Nichols and hard off the floor, solid. Great timing on that hit by Nichols. It's what you want to see. What you want to see those outside hitters doing is coming down on top of the ball. Nichols to serve, 10-13. Outside to D'Entremont, into the net. Number 8, Chloe Nichols serving for Monday, 11-13. And into the net, service error. Side out, point, and service to St. Anne. And number 5, Katya Ivanov serving 14-11. Tried for tight down that far sideline. Just missed the line. Just missed that line. It was a good choice. Tough miss. Number 13, Maya Artabello, back to serve for Mount A, 12-14. Deep serve. McDonald pushed it back over the net. Cumby off the blocker. Bright pushes it out. D'Entremont. Dig by Nichols. Tight to the net. Tipped over by Tate. Point and service to Mount Allison. Artabello back to serve a second time. 13-14. Deep serve. D'Entremont not quite able to handle it. Ball goes out. Artabello serving for Mount A, 14-14. Deep, just tried down that sideline and just, once it crossed the net, it just floated a little bit and drifted out. It's a good location to try and serve because you have to, the receiver on that side has to get outside and get their feet outside that sideline to pass the ball cleanly back in. Nice serve by Bright. Set was outside to Burns, fired it down between the block and in near the back line. Number 14, Danielle Cumby back to serve for Mount Allison. It is 15-15. Reception by Addington, a little overpowered a little bit, pushed it into the net, and Bright was not quite able to handle it, dig that ball, pull that ball back up. Cumby serving. D'Entremont may have, it looked like that ball was going to float and possibly go out, but D'Entremont made a decision, couldn't quite handle it, and out of bounds. Coming back for third service, it is 17-15 Mount A. Addington, McDonald, and Muse attempts to try and pop that ball back across, but it was outside. It went between the first official and the antenna, so it is out of bounds. Point for Mount Allison. Second timeout called by Gabriel Jacques for Les Dragons. And again, it's just, they're not going to overcomplicate anything during these timeouts. They just want to get, both teams want to get, the coaches want to get their players back so they stay just reminding what they need to stay focused on, talk, and just sounds like it oversimplifies it, but just the key thing is to relax and just play volleyball. Easier said than done some days. Yeah, that was the second timeout for Les Dragons. Coming back into play, we have Daniel Cumby serving for Mount A, 18-15. Bright outside to McDonald. Nice solid hit over the outside blocker. And in for the point to win the rally. We have side out. Point for Université Sainte-Anne, and Megan D'Entremont back to serve. Tough serve off, just that little bit of extra spin coming off of the net. Artabella was in place, but the ball got there a little later, so it was more of a catch than a dig. 17 serving 18. D'Entremont over into that middle again. Artabella, Tate to the middle to Astafan, powers the ball down in a foot or two behind the attack line. Number 5, Logan Tate back to serve for Mount A, 19-17. Addington, Bright, back set to McDonald, blocked by Burns and Astafan. I believe might have been all Burns, but Astafan was in there to close down that spot in the middle as well. Ball down the floor. Tate serving 20-17. Addington, Bright outside, Brito. Solid dig by Tate, brought back in by Artabella, which goes back over, middle. Muse, blocked by Erica Astafan. Tate back to serve for Mount A, 21-17. At this point, if Coach Jacques for Les Dragons wants to try and disrupt anything, or sort of cause any sort of legal delays, it's going to have to be with a substitution rather than a timeout. Set free ball coming over. Artabello, Tate, Burns from the power, and that was very close to the back line. When we say out by millimeters, it was only 1 or 2 millimeters. Number 8, Monique Muse back to serve for Les Dragons, 18-21. Artabello, Tate pushes out Nichols, powered straight down. Solid hit to the back of the court. Burns back to serve for Mount A, 22-18. D'Entremont pushes it back over. That was Gallagher, Tate, Astafan, Doug. Gallagher puts the ball up. Nichols off the block, dug by Addington. Bright out to Brito, off the block. Doug, that was dug up. Linesman thought it was down. Neither referee had it as down. It was a good dig. And ensuing play, Brito pushed it off the block and out. Point and service to Université Sainte-Anne. Number 10, Julian McDonald back to serve, 19-22. Ardabello, Tate, Astafan with a solid push over the net. Outside to Brito, tip. Dug by Tate over the net, back over again. That pass from Manny was a little too tight to the net, and front row got turned around and weren't able to quite keep track of where the ball was and keep it off the floor. McDonald serving, 20-22. McInnes, Tate, Ardabello, went deep, and Donchamal tried a sort of an overhand bump search or bump reception similar to what you'd see in beach volleyball, and got a little too much in the ball, came up, caught the curtain, which is all the way up at the top of the gym. Astafan serving, 23-20. Brito, Bright tries to dig. Tough ball for Bright to try and get to as the ball spun out of Brito's hands rather than a clean pass. We have number 9, Erica Astafan, serving for set and match, 24-20. Deep Addington, McDonald outside to Brito. Solid block by Nichols and Cumbie in the middle. Down for the point. They win the set 25-20. Okay, so that gives Mount Allison the win. It is 3-0. Just to recall the score, it was first one was quite one-sided with Mount Allison winning 25-10. University of Saint Anne seemed to be struggling with communication and just not quite sure where each other were on the floor for a little bit during that large parts of that set. They came back, pulled their game together, and we had 2 closer sets. Second one 25-21, third one 25-20. A little bit of few runs on both sides. Key things would be that there were some good hits in there, some great digs on both sides of the ball today. It was good vault. The first set was a little rough to watch, I will be perfectly honest. But second and third, there was some little bit of scrambling here and there, but there was also some really good digs and reaction plays to keep things going. So that said, we have Mount Allison winning today's match, ACAA women's volleyball match. Mount Allison Mounties defeated University Saint Anne Dragon 3-0, 25-10, 25-21, 25-20. And just if we're going from there, we will be seeing, I know I have a schedule in front of me somewhere. There it is. University Saint Anne, after they said, we'll be traveling to Fredericton tomorrow to play St. Thomas Tommies. And Mounties will be going down to St. John to play UNBSJ Seawolves. Okay, that is everything for today. We'll sign off, and I hope you see. As I said, if anybody want to watch anything else coming up for Mount Allison home activities, Mount Allison Mounties are hosting an ACAA League badminton tournament tomorrow. We will have one set of courts, probably 2 or 3 courts visible on that for a single stream on that one. That will be starting play will be starting around 8:30 in the morning, and I'm guessing it'll be pretty close to supper by the time they get done, with a full roster of teams coming in throughout the conference. On that note, we'll sign off. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the match, and we will see you next time.